Hi, everyone, welcome to my channel again. Today, I am going to share about SIPOC. Before watching, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. SIPOC is the acronym for suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, and customers. In DMAIC methodology, SIPOC analysis is conducted in the defined phase, with the main purpose of capturing the information related to the process to be improved. The process is usually illustrated with a simple flowchart of the main steps. Inputs are things that are provided to the process, outputs are the outcomes of the process, while suppliers and customers provide or receive the inputs or outputs. The SIPOC analysis forces the team to have a good understanding of the current process before they are set out to improve it. Through this analysis, the team will also learn where to gather useful information about the process, who the stakeholders are, and who will be impacted if any change is made to the current process. So, what do the 5 areas of the diagram include? Here are short explanations. Supplier. Who supplies the process inputs? Inputs. What inputs are required? Process. What are the major steps in the process? Output. What are the process outputs? Customer. Who receives the outputs? SIPOC diagrams are very easy to complete. Here are the steps you should follow. 1. List all the different customers involved. 2. List all the outputs you send your customers. 3. Set out the step in the process. 4. List all the inputs you receive. 5. Identify where all your inputs come from. Customers are the internal and external customers who will receive your various process outputs. On the other hand, outputs are the result of the process. A list of the things that your process provides to the internal and external customers in seeking to meet their CTQs. Furthermore, process is a series of steps and decisions involved in the way work is completed. Capturing the steps in the middle of the SIPOC diagram provides an overview of where the process starts and finishes, and what it involves. Make sure you only list the few vital, general steps, no more than 10, and that you don't go into too much detail. Inputs are provided into the process by the suppliers in the form of materials or information. The input includes forms or information, equipment or raw materials, or even the people you need to carry out the work. For people, the supplier may be the human resources department or an employment agency. Last but not least, supplier is the source of inputs into the process. Suppliers include the people, departments or organizations that provide you with the inputs needed to operate the process. Suppliers also included regulatory bodies providing information, external customers providing information, and companies providing you with equipment or raw materials. The SIPOC diagram also serves the purpose of documentation. Managers and other teams can review the SIPOC to understand the current process at a high level. Here's an example of how a SIPOC diagram works. In this customer step, list the internal and external customers who will receive your various process outputs. These don't have to be the literal customers. If you are working on a diagram for an internal process, the customers are final test assembly cell and site quality team. In this output column, write down the 3 or more main outputs. For example, completed IC, test and inspection records and production records. In the process column, write the name of the process into the middle column and briefly describe its key steps. Make sure you know the exact starting and ending points of the process. If you don't, this can mess up the whole diagram once you move to the other columns. Don't go into too much detail. Remember, SIPOC diagram is a high-level process map and is designed to get a bird's-eye overview of the process. Do not include decision points or feedback loops. In the inputs column, write down the inputs required for the process to function properly, such as die 0309, epoxy C2010, wire 09X67, resin C908, winder, capillary, tester and quality control plan. In the suppliers column, Write down the suppliers based on what inputs the process uses. Be sure to mention any specific suppliers whose input has a direct influence on the output. For example, epoxy, wire, resin and fixture supplier. Customer-specific requirement document also included. Benefit of SIPOC diagram. The diagram is useful in a number of ways. For starters, it provides a high-level overview to people unfamiliar with the process, to reintroduce the process to people, and is a tool to help design a new process. Besides, the SIPOC diagram is also used to kickstart problem solving within the business process. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Bye. See you next time.